division by
Yes.
going to the playoffs.
Mhm.
You'll break through this year because why? As you know how it feels to do that. If what?
If we can stay consistent all season. It's been the past whatever years we always had lulls in the middle of the season, and then we'll pick it up at the end. Start hot, slow down, and then pick it up at the end. I feel like if we just start hot and just stay consistent and keep on climbing and getting better, I think this season we'll break through and get to where we need to be.
Future Hall of Famer Levante David, who's going to division by
Yes.
going to the playoffs.
Mhm.
You'll break through this year because why? As you know how it feels to do that.
My bad, guys. I keep the loop button on there, and it just wants to keep on playing. But hey, that's why I guess we're rusty because it's Wednesday night. We're going live here at Real Bucs Talk. Welcome in. It's a good for the blooper reel. We'll just keep it rolling so you guys can laugh at us. Trying to cut loose a little bit more, but we are back. Football is here finally. We have actual preseason football that we're going to be able to discuss coming up this weekend, and I'm so excited that this team is finally getting ready to play, and it should be a lot of fun. But I'm your host, Michael Plus, joined as always my co-host Mark Ramirez. Mark, the goatee is looking very sharp. You got the stubble coming through. I think you are. Yeah, like it looks like you're gaining wisdom here. You're maturing.
It's playoff beard. I started it early.
Yeah, get it going. Now you just need the full connection to happen.
Yeah, this is the meat. Over here, it's silence. So I leave with what I got.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's always exciting to be back talking football. And that little intro you put out there, I hadn't heard it yet.
Yeah.
But damn, it's the truth, man.
Yeah.
Winning
consistency.
Winning teams are consistent. And Todd Bowles says it himself. Good teams don't lose more than 2 in a row, right?
Yeah.
He says it himself. They don't lose 2 in a row. So it's like, geez. And then we have that happen every year. It's something we talk about the past 3 years. It's like, it's one thing consistent about Todd Bowles. There's going to be a lull in the middle of the season.
Yeah.
And last year, you got to give. Yeah, you can point the finger a lot of things, especially the injuries. And that's something we'll talk about in this live stream because I think it's huge. Like looking at the depth that we have this year as opposed to, say, the Super Bowl year, the most recent one, and how there was none of that last year and how one injury, let alone 3 key starters in your defense, did it. And it ruined your defense and how telling depth is. And I think that's a calling card that good teams have. It's good depth. And Jason Light mentioned it, but consistency. That's not just at the defensive end. We're talking Baker Mayfield. Don't be a turnover machine at certain times.
Right.
Offense, don't sputter. Defense, get pass rush. Secondary, stay healthy. Let's see where we can go. But consistency is truly it.
Yeah, it was great stuff. If you guys haven't seen it, go check out Kay Adams, the Up and Adams show. She has a YouTube channel as well, and she's got interviews with Baker Mayfield, Levante David, Vita Vea, Todd Bowles. So she asked the same question to Baker Mayfield, and his answer was, if we do our job. And I think he was, kind of referencing to himself in a way, just understanding, like you were talking about, not turning the football over as much and making sure you're playing the right way in those situations. And, everyone coming together. He also said that he expects the defense to be the leader in the clubhouse to start the season, because without Tristan Wirfs, he's expecting the defense to set the tone like they have been in training camp so far. And hopefully that continues. So there's a lot of good takeaways from those interviews. I thought it was very interesting that Levante David mentioned Jacob Parrish as someone to watch for this preseason game coming up and also into the season. He said he's going to be a major player for this defense. So I thought that was really cool to see. But with that said, yeah, let's take a look at this depth chart here. Hopefully you guys can see that. Let me know if it's too small.
Go full screen so they can see the whole thing, because it'd be
Okay.
better full screen. There
Sure. Okay. Yeah. So the depth chart there, I mean, nothing real too surprising. I thought it was cool that, they just kept everything as normal, like if everyone was healthy. So you have Chris Godwin in there, you have Worse, Jalen McMillan as the third receiver, I thought was intriguing. You have Emeka Ibuka right behind Chris Godwin, though. So I thought that was, that's cool to see because everyone is calling him, mini Chris.
Right. Yeah.
But I mean, anything that sticks out to you here, Mark, as the depth chart?
Not a damn thing. I mean, it's exactly what I was saying. It's like the depth of it. So like you have all your starters already. Like literally everyone that was a starter last year is going to be a starter this year, as opposed to defensively, we got Hassan Reddick starting at your outside linebacker spot. And then Techie Smith slides into the starting safety, which we all knew that they wanted to do. It's just who's going to be your nickel corner, I guess. And that's the big competition. And that's another thing with all these press conferences, you start to hear who's at nickel corner. You heard a lot of Jacob Parrish being there.
Right.
And then again, you hear Sterling Shepard talk. He's like, well, I haven't really seen much of him because he's not covering me and I'm in the slot. Right. So it's like who's truly, he says he's going up against Christian Izien a lot. So are they primarily keeping Izien as the nickel corner, and Parrish they just truly want as an outside corner?
Right.
I know they're mixing him both ways, Jacob Parrish, but I don't know. It's also telling, like you just said, Levante David said that Parrish is one to watch. So I don't know, it's a lot of cool things, but like I'm saying, of the tone of the live stream, and I think it's going to be a lot of how much depth that this team does have.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you look at it, I was surprised to see, where Elijah Roberts is. Maybe that's just more of a veteran. I know they added this guy, Adam, I can't pronounce his name, Gaddis, or I'll just say that. But, Elijah Roberts being behind him, basically the third string, but that could just be a factor of, we want to see production on the field. We want to see him in these preseason games. He's going to get a lot of playing time. So I think that is going to be exciting this weekend, and hopefully we see a lot of them. And let's see what else we got here that kind of stuck out. I do like that Deion Jones is right there behind Levante David. We're going to see him play probably, to start the game. I'm not sure if Servassier is going to play. Maybe he will. And then you have these other guys that are going to be battling out. But yeah, the depth across the board is definitely more improved. JJ Roberts was another name that has been impressing. So it'll be cool to see where he lines up. And really, I think what you were talking about earlier, Mark, like nickel position versus, outside corner, all those types of details, I think, are going to be cool to see on Saturday. Yeah. It's like, how are these guys utilized? Where are they personnel groupings, shaping? What will we see as far as the offensive line makeup, and, who is getting reps where, who's not getting reps, I think is also a big tell. Yeah. So, all those things play into it. But yeah, very excited to see it. It's unfortunate, the news with Benjamin Morrison. It looks like he tweaked his hamstring. I think it was yesterday. So he's probably not going to play this week, and he probably will be out. I don't know. Maybe he returns next week, hopefully. But if not, probably the last preseason game, maybe he gets in there. So
how severe was it, kind of thing?
Yeah.
Right. But you said something that I liked hearing. It's like, who doesn't play? And that's almost because they're almost for sure a spot kind of thing.
Right.
And it's
so Izien's not playing, right? Because he already made the team.
Right. But that's almost what I want to hear. Like if he doesn't play and doesn't play a lot,
right? Like,
okay, well, maybe he really is your nickel corner. And it's something where everyone's like, oh, good, we upgraded. But maybe we did, maybe we didn't. I mean, again, like Todd Bowles said, he was like the most improved guy in the defense last year before he went out with injury. So listen to what they're saying. Yeah. And I mean, it besides size, he's a missile on the field. Anything underneath, he's click and close, getting it. and then he's also your backup safety. Again, in the depth chart, he's literally right behind Antoine Winfield Jr. So,
Right. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Hey, let's see how it plays out. Like you just said, like it's going to be telling who plays a lot and who doesn't play at all. Huge.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and my mind goes right to the offensive line. Obviously, we're probably going to see. I would assume Charlie Heck probably get some reps out there. I don't know how much of the starting offensive line they're going to play. That'll be intriguing. Jake Majors and Elijah Klein. That is an intriguing battle to watch right now because both of them are getting reps at backup center. So I'm excited to see how they shape up. And then you have Ben Chakuma, another one that has a lot of promise. Ben Scott, Suo Opeta, he did return to practice, but I don't think he's going to play this week just because he's probably not ready as far as football shape. He's been out for a year and a half now, so it'd probably take him another week to get ready. So a lot of things. I mean, a lot of cool things to see. Definitely the receiver position. Do we see a Buka out there? Do we see some of these other guys that are going to play? Probably see Sterling Shepard. I'm sure will play. Yeah, and a lot of Sean Tucker. So all the Sean Tucker fans will be happy.
Hell, I mean, at the end of the day, yes, you should. Right. First of all, it's let him prove how good he is, and then is that good for you to keep if Rachaad White leaves, or is that more ammo for you to leverage to trade? Right, at the end of the day, like you stack up talent for a reason. It's not just to hoard it all. If you got to use it to move it to get something else, why the hell not? Right. Yeah. So, I mean, we've always been needing talent in offensive line. This year, I'm like you just said, like I'm going to look at them too, because even Jason Light said Haggard in his press conference said Haggard's taken a step this year. They're excited about Shakuma. They're like you said, Jake Majors and Scott are doing well. But then again, Todd Bowles says you're not just looking for a primary backup center. No one does that. You have to play multiple positions. So if you're just Jake Majors, who's been only a center, it's like, is that a pointing the finger at you? Because Elijah Klein, we know, is a good guard. I don't know what the hell they were thinking about wanting to put him at tackle. But maybe center is the option for him because, I think he's more of an interior dude. So if he can play both, then almost you have two guys in Bredesen and Elijah Klein that can do it. But I don't know. I'm more that Jake Majors is my pick to be it, but I understand Todd Bowles' sentiment of you can't just keep a spot just for a backup center because you got to have multiple guys that can play along the line because you can't play that many active guys on the Sunday active roster.
Right. Yeah. No, it'll just be intriguing to see, what type of combinations do they come up with, especially on offense and that offensive line. The tight ends, that's another big storyline. Like watching Payne Durham, O'Keefe, Devin Culp is going to be one. Yeah, Devin Culp is going to be the one to watch. Tanner Tallulah. I mean, we've seen him for a couple seasons now. He continues. Yeah, he continues to, show up when it comes to training camp and preseason. So that'll be intriguing. But we also have quarterback news. So I want to bring this guy up real quick and just show, the Buccaneers made a move. I think we all kind of expected this to happen. Adding Teddy Bridgewater as a free agent. They brought him in yesterday and signed him to a contract. So I think it's a good move. I think it's something where they were looking at Kyle Trask, and you want to make sure not only do you have enough arms in training camp because they're without Michael Pratt. They really expected, I think, Pratt to be that competition for Trask and like really try to push him. And now you bring in Teddy Bridgewater to, yeah, I saw that too. I think that probably does happen, Corey. I think Teddy's going to be your number two behind Baker, just because with all the experience he has. I mean, you look at his career, he's been in a lot of different places, especially over the last 4 seasons. But when he's had to come in and play, I think he's been a reputable backup quarterback, to say the least. So, and he's even started. I mean, he started in 2020, started in 2021, did okay, and especially those weren't the best teams he had to play for. So when you look at it from that standpoint, he has been a good quarterback. And Mark, I'll let you touch on like just what you think of the move, and then also like how crazy would it have been if we did get this guy earlier, back in 2014 or 2020.
Yeah, the timeline on it is insanity. Like if you think about like the press conferences they talked about, like they brought him in on a 30 visit. Could you imagine the draft of Mike Evans in the first round, Teddy Bridgewater in the second? Like, what would have this Buccaneer franchise look like if that was your quarterback wide receiver combo instead of Josh McCown? Then you get Winston the next year.
Right.
Like it's insane. Like he was an amazing player at Louisville. Like,
oh yeah,
I remember him slaughtering USF. I went to one of those games. I was like, gee. Like,
yeah, he was really good.
He's gonna be an NFL player. Like, he was just smart. Like at the college ranks, and then he gets drafted. Yes, Minnesota was not the Minnesota they are today.
Right.
They didn't have Justin Jefferson. They didn't have Jordan Addison. They didn't have the weapons and offensive coordinator they have these today.
Mm-hmm.
And then he gets the injury, and then it's like just a spiral from there. And then he goes to bad teams, blah blah blah. But at the end of the day, he's always been a brain. He's always been smart. He's been in so many systems.
Yeah,
it's just been the injury bug that kind of gets on him.
Yeah.
I mean, Denver. I remember he didn't he get multiple concussions too, and that.
Yeah, I mean, you look at his career. I mean, he hasn't had a full season on his resume, except this one here, 2015. He actually played, the whole year. Again, these aren't like, outstanding statistics from a touchdown interception standpoint. But when you look at like the overall quarterback rating, it's not bad, really. It's pretty good.
And the accuracy on him.
I mean, he's always been high completion percentage for the most part.
Yeah.
But yeah, just a lot of injuries. I mean, you look at from 2017 to 2019, he barely played. And then obviously the last 2 years, he's been a backup quarterback and played some. He played this year. He played with Miami, and guess what? He's got that connection with Josh Grizzard already, so they are tied in. He's back with Charlie Strong as well. So it's just crazy how things come full circle, and I think it's a really good addition for the Bucs because not only his experience, I think just being that extra pair of eyes for Baker Mayfield, and in case Baker, for whatever reason, does miss some time, like you have this guy that can come in and at least, keep the ship afloat.
Yeah, the thing that pops in my head was Baker goes down one play in Carolina.
Right.
They let Kyle take one snap, and then they throw Baker in. He's screaming for him to get off the field, and the next damn play is an interception by Baker.
Yeah.
Maybe this time, if Baker ever does go down, they're like, "Oh, Teddy, just take it. We're comfortable with you just managing the game, right?" Instead of to get his ass off the field. I know you sent me something today of Kyle Trask botching a snap, and they're like, "Oh, they signed Teddy right after this play." But like, I'm not saying I'm not here to down Kyle, but it's just the fact is he doesn't have starting experience.
Right.
Yes, you got to win a job to do that, or just be in a good situation.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, he just doesn't have the bona fide resume to say, "Oh, I know what these licks will bring me, will present, what game speed action is going to feel like."
Yeah.
After this many reps, right? So, and then it's all these systems that Teddy Bridgewater's been in. He's seen it, he's done it, he's taught it. Not to mention taught it as a coach. So it's like there's so many other ways he can see the game, speak the game, and kind of relate to Baker that Kyle can't. And that's not a knock on Kyle. It's just Kyle's just very wet behind the ears, on the nose, whatever the hell you want to call it. It's just facing the fact. And yeah, like Baker's going to benefit from it. And if Teddy ever needs to step in, you're more confident in Teddy than you are in Kyle.
Yeah, for sure. I think the issue with Kyle, he just hasn't been consistent enough. That goes back to that word at the beginning, consistency. Like he just hasn't been consistent throughout practice. You see the ebbs and flows through practice, and that's an issue. Like where, you're seeing reports of Kyle Trask. He needs to hit these wide receivers that are running open, and he just continues to miss them. Like, at least that's what I've been seeing from reports. Like, he's missing guys when that should be a simple routine throw, and it's just not happening consistently. Like, these are like throws that are against air and you're missing them. That's an issue, so yeah, I can understand the evaluation here from Corey Hall.
Bring him the heater, Vaughn. Holy shit.
Yeah. I mean, when we watched his tape, I think we did a film study of him when we drafted, and that was, some of the concerns, the arm talent, the ability to throw downfield, the ability to be consistent in the pocket, all that stuff came up. But yeah, I don't want to spend too much time on the backup quarterback. All I know is with Teddy Bridgewater coming in, that's going to help the position overall, and I think that's the main thing to take away from this. But with that said, guys, hope you are enjoying the live stream. This is Real Bucs Talk. Welcome back, and hope everyone has been enjoying the video content, as well as be sure to, if I can get rid of this. There we go. Nope. Okay. I'm having trouble with technology today. It is just not working. There we go. Be sure to hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, hit subscribe. If you're checking us out on Twitter, be sure to jump over to YouTube and hit that like button for us. We appreciate it. Also want to share some new things with our channel. If I can get, okay, this is just not working for me. There we go. Okay. So new thing on the channel, we have this cool little button that you can hit join and become a member, an RBT Insider, for the price of $3.99 per month. You get all these little cool badges. I know they're just one or the other, but we're going to try to add some new ones here in the future. You also have a custom emoji. It's a film, because we're a film study channel, so I thought that was cool. But you also get all these perks here. We're going to have, member only live chats, early access to new videos. So any new video that comes out, you can get access to it right away. And we'll also have other things of that sort. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Be sure to check that out. Also, the big thing is our Substack. So you guys might have seen the film study of Vita Vea and Kalijah Cansey. That was a condensed version. The full version is available on our Substack that you guys can see if you become a member to our Substack. It's $5 for the month, $50 for the year. And we're going to have a lot of great content coming out weekly like this, where we really get exclusive and get into more film and more analysis. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, during the season, it's going to be epic.
Yeah.
Like, so you saw that video, it was like 37 minutes. A lot of it was literally every pass rush pressure that Cansey and Vita Vea had. So, like, imagine during the season, if there's a player you really want to highlight, we'll go over every damn snap they had and really go in depth about it. And it was fun. It's not just like how we're trying to get out quick videos on YouTube where they're like, oh, it has to be short form. No, this is us like just being our own selves, kind of breaking it down, laughing about it, like natural, not speed rushing to get through it just because YouTube has this time thing where it has to be between 8 and 10 minutes. So we're going to have more fun over there. So if you want to join that, go ahead and do that. Like Plus said, $5 or $50 for the year.
Yep.
It's going to be a fun little addition to the year. And I think it's going to be a cool little outlet for us.
Yeah, for sure, guys. So hope you guys check that out. Look in the description below of this video. You can find the links on there. We have them all set up, so you can either find them on our channel. We have all the links in the videos or on the main page there. So hope you all enjoy that, and hope to see you guys come aboard, and we love to chat with you guys. We have a chat in the Substack as well that you guys can talk with us or bring up certain topics that you guys want to talk amongst each other. Also check out our Telegram. That's also in the links below. So yeah, a lot of new stuff that we're trying to expand, trying to give you guys different types of content. And really what it comes down to is just more film analysis, and that's where we're really trying to expand on and bring it to new heights for sure.
Yeah, I can't wait. It's just more highlighted things of film study, and that's why I really like to really break it down, everything, not just the good, but everything involved, right?
Right. Yeah, for sure. And then I wanted to mention, trying to bring up his name, Hassan Reddick. So far has been doing well in training camp, and I thought it was really cool to hear Levante speak about him. So let me bring this back up here, just showing Hassan Reddick, and I just feel like this guy is on a mission. I think he's going to have a big season this year. I think it's going to be great for the Bucs defense and just Bucs fans as a whole. I think they're going to be really excited about him and his production. But before we dive into that, let's bring up Levante David as he speaks about Hassan Reddick. So hope you guys enjoy this.
Boy, a little bit. What's he bringing?
He's out to prove himself. With all the stuff that went on with him last year, he definitely feel like he still got a lot to prove. And you can see it by the way he carries himself in the locker room, the way he is on the field. He's always already like a leader for us, a leader for those guys in the room. We got a lot of young guys in that room besides Anthony Nelson. But other than that, man, he's out here grinding. He's ready to work. He's ready to get after it. Just me talking to him, I can see it. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I got guys like that on defense with me, it gives me confidence because I know he's going to do what he's supposed to do, and he's going to have my back when we out there.
Yeah, I mean, that's awesome stuff to hear. I mean, Mark, your thoughts of, I know you've been pumped about Hassan Reddick. I think we both have been in agreement there. Like, this guy's going to be that type of game changer that this defense has needed for some time.
Hey, just quick twitch. We've never had a quick twitch guy on the outside.
Right.
Like, it's always been almost 5-tech or just run stopper first. Like, this guy, he's get after the quarterback first. And I know a lot of draft pundits always pencil in checkbox. It's going to be an edge rusher this year. The Bucs are going to draft one. They're going to draft one. They're going to draft one. I'm getting upset because like every year they do the same dumb shit. And I'm like, guys, it's not going to be it.
Yeah.
But they signed one, a proven one, just because last year is that one. He held out, didn't really learn the playbook, felt like, I guess the emotions are right this year. If his head game is saying, I want to prove myself again, look at those multiple years he wanted to prove himself back after back, like Carolina, Philly. Those are all years where he's like, I want to prove myself. Arizona let me go. Carolina, I went 11 sacks. Carolina didn't sign me back. Fine. I'll get 16 sacks for Philly.
Yeah.
And he did it again. Like, so if this guy's mind's right and he's in a system that's saying just let him go, he's showing you he can do it. It's not like the one sack was because of injury.
Right.
It was because of just not playing, first of all, not suiting up for practice, and it was a contract thing. You got traded to a team that said they wanted you, and then they didn't want you. So it's pretty shitty. You proposed, she said yes, and then she said no at the altar kind of thing. So I can imagine his pain. So it's like, no, I got to start this all up again. And even Gedeke said, no, he's quick twitch. Like, we're challenging each other every damn day at practice, and we're only getting better from it. And some of the clips I've seen, Gedeke's getting the better, but those are one-on-one reps. Like, yes, it's a difficult task to win in those situations. For both of them, though, I'm not going to give it Hassan Reddick any like slack on it, but Gedeke's a damn good tackle. And he takes practice extremely seriously. So either way, I'm excited because I think Gedeke said it himself. Like, who are you going to double? Like, you can't double Hassan Reddick because then you got Yaya with a power going right through you. Yeah. And then in the interior, you got Kalijah and Vita Vea. So good luck doubling whoever the hell you're going to double. Someone's going to win this year.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I agree. I think, he's going to be just a fun player to watch for this team. I'm excited to see how Todd Bowles utilizes him, how to, what type of packages do they run out there and try to find him, matchups that he can get free on, because that is something that I think with Todd Bowles and the defensive line that he's done a great job of just manufacturing sacks. We really haven't had a guy outside of, Kalijah and Vita that can just win right away, win the one-on-one off the snap. He's had to manufacture pressure, and he's done a great job with that. And now you add in Hassan Reddick, who is similar to the nature of like a Shaq Barrett or a JPP. When we had those guys, they could win by themselves. We didn't need to manufacture anything. It was just them, getting after the quarterback. And I think when you add someone like that can do things that I'm going to show you here on the screen, I mean, his ability to just win at this, yeah, just to win right there, even though he doesn't make the play, just the ability to disrupt it and cause something else. This is what you love to see right there. The double team, like him drawing.
Let the big dog eat.
Exactly. Just drawing presence. Just getting in the face of the quarterback, even though he completes the pass. Like, these are all things that we just haven't had. And you're setting up one-on-ones for your interior players. Just a lot of exciting stuff that hopefully we see this year as a Buccaneer.
All right. Also, a couple talking points. So
yeah.
Corey Hall said, so he's going to be mostly on third down. Is he big enough to set the edge? I would not rely on him consistently to stop the run or set the edge. He is capable.
Yeah, it's a different style.
Right. Clearly, look at the size difference between him and any tackle that's in front of him.
Yeah.
But also, it's also telling that who was it? That was, I think they said it today. Was saying that he's seeing a lot more of the corners and safeties getting really involved in the running game. And I think it speaks to your point. You said this earlier in live or in the off season. It's like their mentality is stop the run on the way to the quarterback.
Yeah.
So they're just going to be in attack mode, playing close to the line and relying on pressure to force turnovers for one, bad decisions and just rush decisions. Like it was too much of we're going to blitz it, but we're going to send it from 5 yards back. Let's enforce it. Like how you say, like Todd Bowles at times, this is part of the inconsistency of it. It's like, yes, he's known for his blitzing, but sometimes he plays so far off. Sometimes he plays soft. Sometimes he plays timid. Then sometimes he goes balls to the walls. You're like, where the hell was this?
Yeah.
And it plays to the consistency part of it. But it's like he was down so many players. It's like he can't ask guys to do something if no one knows where the hell they got to be. You got Tyler Funderburg playing over there, not knowing where the hell he's supposed to be. Josh Hayes playing aggressive, then get beat immediately. KJ Britt, no ability in space. It's like, I understand it. But again, your identity is your identity. You got to live and die by it. And that's where the consistency needs to be. So again, that keyword is going to be used early and often in this live stream.
Yeah, that's what I'm very interested to see if that comes to fruition on Saturday. Like, do we see a change in mindset and kind of play style from the secondary? Does that match the linebackers up front? And also, the front four as a whole, like them being more aggressive in approach. I mean, we're probably not going to see any exotic looks of that nature because, again, this is all going to be very basic vanilla stuff on Saturday for the preseason against the Titans. We'll probably get more. You probably get more insight tomorrow because they have the joint practice with the Titans tomorrow at One Buck Place, and I'm sure there'll be reports of certain things that we see, but I think the biggest thing is looking at Saturday. Do we see the corners play more aggressive? Do we see guys get hands in on footballs and break up passes and disrupt routes, disrupt timing? Like, how physical a play are we going to see at those spots? I think that'll be cool.
Yeah. I mean, RG said that Todd Bowles did all he could with what he had to work with. A healthy defense will be in the Super Bowl. You knock on wood for that, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, I get you. you're only as good as what you have in front of you. Like,
Mm.
if you don't have the tools to make something, how the hell are you going to make it, right? How are you going to make a skyscraper with a hammer and a chisel? You can't really do it, right? So it's
No.
you have to have a lot more power tools to do it. If you don't have the power tools, how the hell are you going to do it? So a lot of his tools were gone, and he couldn't be aggressive. He had the best safety almost in the league, and Antoine Field Jr. gone a lot of the season.
Yeah.
You lost Devin White. You thought Servasi would take over. He's out. So you had your top, middle, and guess what? Kalijah Cansey was out 5 games too. So it's Yaya had sparing injury throughout the whole year because of the beginning of the ankle, right? So it's like, besides Vita Vea, surprisingly, again, knock on wood, there was no one really consistent. So it's like, it's tough. And now potentially you have Yaya, your best pass rusher from last year, and then you improved over JTS this year with Hassan Reddick. You're hoping you got better on the edges. You're hoping Servasier stays healthy, because clearly when he's healthy, he's good. And Antoine Field Jr. stays healthy. Every level got better.
Right.
I mean, and then the depth aspect of the corners is going to be humongous. You went with Dean, McCollum, and Hall. With Bryce Hall last year was almost, to me, pushing Dean to be a starter. And then he gets hurt that last damn preseason game. Oh, there that goes. Dean gets hurt. Oh, there that goes. You got nothing now.
Yeah.
And now you have Hall healthy. Damn, a guy you pull for. Like, if you heard his press conference, you're like, I want that guy to succeed. And then you have behind him the 2 rookies, Josh Parrish and Benjamin Morrison. Just get healthy quick. It's just the depth in there in the secondary is the hugest one for me. And I see so much interchangeability with the corners, the Christian Izzian and the nickel, moving from safety to nickel to safety with him and Tyke. That's going to be dynamic, I think. I just, there's a lot of interchangeability and fun you can move around in that secondary. And I think that's what Todd Bowles wants. And that's why you added 2 guys back to back in the draft.
Yeah. I mean, we mentioned at the top of the show here. I mean, you talked about it. The depth is probably some of the best we've seen since that Super Bowl year, for sure. Like, you just go position by position, you feel confident about whoever is coming in. I think that is a good position to be in, and you just feel confident about what they have. And now looking at, the secondary, and I thought it was funny, like Kendall Vildor, spoke, and it's like, well, he's not guaranteed to make the roster. It's like, there's no guarantee he makes the team. Obviously he's going to play a huge part on special teams, but we have to see, like, he is, at the bottom here, and he's going to have to work his way in. Josh Hayes, they have him ranked higher. So how does that all shape up with these 2 guys that played a bunch, and Josh Hayes and Tyreek, and, what happens to them? That'll be intriguing to see. And, same thing with the safeties. I know Shiloh Sanders, he's got a huge following, but how is he going to play on Saturday? Because he'll get plenty of reps. He's probably going to play most of the game, and Rashad Wisdom, Rashad Wisdom's another one. They kept him on the practice squad all last year. He got hurt, I think, at times last season, early in the year. And, they have hopes for him. They just released Marcus Banks, who was another one, but he's gone now. So, yeah, all these guys. Kayvon Merriweather, does he look better? So, a lot of intriguing things to follow here on Saturday.
Yeah, and I think that's the biggest thing you're going to see the difference between Kayvon Merriweather and what J.J. Roberts can bring. It's Merriweather is just like a safety, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I think he's just the guy that's going to ensure that you're not going to get beat deep, and he's going to ensure that whatever's underneath is going to stay underneath. J.J. Roberts is more of the risk taker and going after the ball and flying around.
Yep.
But that's the thing. Like, that's a free safety ability that not everyone has. That can instinctual play in space. Let's see, right? And I think that's something you want to see on display. Same thing with Shiloh. Like, that's not his go-to. He was a big hitter in college. He wants to hit, and that's why he's in that span right there with Tyke, Kayvon Merriweather, and all that. But I don't know. I think it's going to be cool to kind of see a lot of these young guys. Like we just said, depth. the starters don't need to play for you to enjoy this game, because you have so many guys are battling for the backup spots that are potentially pretty good that could be starters. Like I think Bryce Hall is pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Right.
Very capable.
Every preseason game, he was flat out a damn good corner, like a starting caliber corner. And then he gets hurt.
Yeah.
But I mean, like I said, you got the two young guys in front of him on the depth chart. You just said Vildor talked, and he doesn't even have a 100% chance to make it. He's probably more a special teamer. It's where he will probably make it, but even he's making plays in practice. So a lot of good stuff. And then even Payne, and I know we're talking about the secondary, but the linebacker level, Deion Jones, Payne Durham said the damn guy's playing fast. He's been in so much defense. He knows so much. His tendencies, he picks on it real fast.
Yeah.
Like that is a weapon to have, considering what we had last year. And then now look at the depth at the interior linebacker position. Both Todd Bowles and Jason Lights both said it. They love the interior linebacker depth. I guess because of the years of experience they have, the speed they have this year. And then you also, guess what? Have two young guys to check it out in the preseason, because I guarantee Jones and Walker aren't going to play that much.
Yeah, well, I mean, Walker's still battling an injury, so hopefully, Walker's back, towards the end of preseason here, gets back into the flow. Basically, I think he's like, you know what? I'm gonna hurt myself so I don't have to do training camp. Yes, it wouldn't surprise me. A lot of veterans end up kind of doing that. It just happens and they luck out. No, I'm kidding, guys. He wants to be out there, but yeah, Servassier, I don't know if he's gonna play. Probably not. I think they'll probably side on caution and just let him, keep his body 100%. But it will be cool to see Deion Jones, Nick Jackson, John Bullock have been getting a lot of praise as well. So, yeah, I mean, there's so many things to watch. Edge position, Jose Ramirez and Marquise Watts, like that battle. Who ends up getting the 5th spot as the on the edge, or do they even keep 5 edge rushers? I don't know. We'll see. But and then you have Elijah Roberts, who we talked about earlier. I think he's going to play a bunch. CJ Brewer is another one that we both liked last year. I thought he stepped up really well. So is he better? And Eric Banks, that's another name that played.
Big guy.
So
size.
Yeah. And, I know this has been a discussion between you and I, but I think we can all kind of like end the hope for Desmond Watson. Like, I don't see him being on this roster much longer. Not even like practice. I think practice squad is in jeopardy. What's your thoughts on him?
I mean, when we came out with the film study, a lot of it wasn't knocking, but it was just pointing out literally the guy doesn't have functional movement at this size. Yes, he can fill a hole, he can occupy space, but unless you can move, what other things do you provide? And then to be in a active roster spot, you got to be able, like we just mentioned about center, the backup center position. You got to be able to be multiple, find a way to use different ways. Now, you're not going to just be a primary like backup punter, only backup center. You got to find ways to make a roster.
Yeah.
And if they gave him sign this dotted line, you're going to practice if you're at this point. And he didn't get there. And he had a couple months to get there. To be honest, at 440, 460, whatever the hell he was at, it's not that terribly hard to lose a little bit of fat, muscle, fat when you're that big. Okay. It's not like you're Tez Johnson. I'm demanding you use 10 pounds in a week. That ain't going to happen. He takes a dump. That's probably the biggest weight you'll lose in a year.
Yeah, they're probably trying to get him to gain weight. We need you to gain 10 pounds.
So it's like Desmond Watson, you got to give more dedication to your craft, right? And if it didn't happen in college, what the hell do you think? Just because you made it to the NFL, you're going to get it? Usually it goes the opposite way. You're getting money, and you're like thinking you're top of the world. So 449. They probably just said get to 400.
Yeah, they probably wanted him to be under 400 if possible. And, You know, I think he was at one time 437. So I'm just like, you know, how much do you want this? You know, because you had plenty of time to get on a regiment, get on a plan, and lose the weight that was necessary. Because at the end of the day, I think they're trying to make sure he is good to go, because you have to practice in this heat. You got to make sure this guy doesn't die on the field. Like, you
Yeah.
just don't want to.
That is a reality too. That's not a
Yeah,
joke.
yeah. You don't want a heat stroke out there. So I respect what they're trying to do. I just don't see it going anywhere besides where we are right now. Like, I just feel like he just doesn't have that factor or that motivating push to get him to where he wants. Because again, recruited to go to Florida, he came in at Florida at 380 pounds. Okay, so there's already an issue there. And then during your time at Florida, you kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Just not a good sign. You know, where's the want to? Do you love football? I don't think he loves football. I think he likes it. You know, he likes what he can get from it, obviously, you know, but it just hasn't panned out for him.
Bigger.
Yeah.
It just keeps getting bigger.
Bigger and bigger. But I don't know. We'll see. There's still time. I'm holding out a little bit of hope, but I would like to see him get on the field just for his, you know, personal success. And I hope he gets serious here and turns it around.
Yeah, I mean, it's not to spend any much more time on it. It's more,
Yeah.
This is the biggest opportunity of your life. You think if someone gave you an ultimatum to do something, you would do it.
Yeah.
The timeline for NFL is so short. And if you can't make it happen in a year, you're almost probably out of it. Because in 3 years of most of these positions, you already get the pension for the NFL. So if you couldn't even make it a year, what the hell? Why do you deserve more than that?
Right.
So, I mean, it is what it is. And could he make the practice squad? I think that's even highly unlikely right now, because he's not going to even show anything.
Yeah, you just got
to show something.
Yeah, you just got too many other good players on this roster that are going to be playing in the preseason. They're going to be showing things, and I'm sure Jason Light and his staff are going to want to keep some of these guys around. You know, most of the guys on the practice squad are guys that are on the team right now. So, you know, I think, yeah, it just doesn't look good. But to move on, I'm excited to see a lot of these guys come out and play. The receiver position is so stacked and so much talent at the bottom for spots 5 and 6. 2 or 3 of the guys are not going to play this week. And Trey Palmer, who I think hopefully gets back next week and can play, because I think his spot is on the line. You look at Cameron Johnson, Tej Johnson, those are guys that need to get back and play. So just looking at the receiver spot, it's going to be a lot of fun to see what can these other guys do. Raheem Jarrett, Garrett Green has been spoke about a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited to see what they can do. Dennis Houston's another one. They added some size. They got some size in these backups now with Jaden Smith, again, 6'6" receiver, and they added Jacob Harris, who's another big boy out there. So that should be fun.
The question is, who the hell is going to be the punt returner this?
So on special teams is actually, I'm glad you brought that up, because special teams is I think it's an area that could be really improved this year with Riley Dixon, our new punter. We haven't really talked about him much this year, but I think his consistency, there's that key word again. I think he's going to be much better. We already know what we have in Chase Money McLaughlin. Like, this guy is he's just a baller out there. Long snapper, we're good there. But yeah, they have Trey Palmer as the number 1 punt returner. They have Tej Johnson behind him, which is interesting, because both of these guys are probably not going to play. So who do we see? Do we see a Meko Buka out there returning kicks? I don't know if they want that.
Right.
Or do they put Sean Tucker for both? You know, how's that going to play? We most likely probably see maybe Raheem Jarrett, maybe Garrett Green. So yeah, that will be intriguing to see what they do there on Saturday.
But again, injuries, reliability,
Yeah.
like Trey Palmer, almost every year is getting hurt,
Yeah.
right? So it's
Inconsistent.
So like, he has signs, he shows you flashes, and then it goes away.
Right.
Injuries are part of the game, yes, but it's like, damn, come on now. Like it's especially with how stacked this room is. You got to find a way to stay on the field and show your worth.
Mm.
Like we're even saying about Sterling Shepard, and like he's making plays and everything, but there's a lot of talent that's wanting to make a roster. So it's there's one thing where they stay, oh, the rooms are rooting for each other, we're helping each other out. It's another thing once the rubber hits the road, it's time to play games.
Mm.
We're limiting it to this many people. Are you going to be in this many people, or are you going to be out of it? So I don't know. It's, the top 4 are solidified.
Mm.
So it's who's after that. What can you bring me?
Yeah, for sure. It'll be interesting to see what happens with Chris Godwin. I fully expect him, to go on the PUP. I think he is probably going to miss those first 4 games. So who's taking his spot on the roster? Do they, keep an extra receiver with him out? Like, do they go 6 receivers for the first, month of the season? And then once Chris Godwin comes back, they release whoever. That guy goes to the practice squad potentially. So those are all things you have to keep in mind. Same thing with like Tristan Wirfs. The good news with Tristan, he's not using the crutches as he was in the early stages. It seems like he is walking on his own. Sometimes he's just carrying the crutches. Sometimes he's using it. Mm-hmm. So it looks like he's starting to heal, get stronger, and hopefully he can get back. Maybe week 2 he can come back. I would love to see that because I'll be in Houston watching the Bucs on Monday night, and I'm hoping we have Tristan Wirfs out there, blocking against what's the guy's name? Now I'm blanking. Danielle Hunter and Anderson. So, I mean,
don't hold your breath. Please.
I know. I'm expecting him probably to be out for the first month as well. I just think they're going to take their time with those guys.
Jason Light said it himself. He's a cornerstone to this franchise. Yeah. We're going to be patient with this one.
Yeah, they just paid him a boatload of money. So, you got to protect that investment for sure. Same thing with Chris Godwin. They didn't sign him for 1 year. They signed him for 3 years. So they expect him to be, back and ready.
Run that rock.
Yeah, that's what I feel. I feel we're going to do that. And speaking of running that rock, that kind of goes into what our next exclusive video will be up on Substack. If you guys want to check that out, we are going to be probably talking about the running back position and the running game as a whole. I want to get into like what changes did the Bucs make last year. You could kind of see the differences from week 1, week 2, and then like week 3, something clicks and they were able to, even though we lost that game terribly, like we didn't run the ball. Like I know Bucky had kind of a breakout game in that one. He had like 70 yards, but after that week 3 game, you go into week 4 against the Eagles. I thought the running game shifted. So we just want to kind of go into those details and those kind of changes that they made and what can we expect, for this year. And I'm going to, bring in some Miami tape that we could potentially go over and kind of see like different looks that, Grizzard is going to be honing in on.
I mean, again, so a lot of people just say, a lot of the players are saying it's not a different offense. It's just adding on top of it. And I think Payne Durham said a lot of it. It's just he's embracing the run blocker mode, the mentality of just laying it all out there.
Yeah.
And being an attacker as a run blocker. I just think, yes, we're going to have to lean on it early and often, but it's a consistent part of the game of last year that worked. So you shouldn't really change that much. You got your your really great runner and vision guy and Bucky Irvin. You have Rachaad White that can do a little bit of everything, but he's an excellent pass catcher.
Mm.
I just think you're so diverse in that where you don't have to force anything. So you can lean on that. Lean on, like, where was it? I think Steven said it. Lean on Gedeke.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Steven said it. Lean on more bell cow and lean on Luke Gedeke.
Yeah.
It's just, I think he's going to show out, especially if he stays healthy. And that right side, just in its entirety, is going to be nasty. Barton, Mock, and Gedeke. Like, it's lean on them early. Because I think they can be your strength, and then you use play action off of that. But yes, let's do a film study on running game and what the hell turned the corner from the 32nd ranked running game to the 5th. Insanity. How good they got.
Yeah, so that'll be exciting, to go through, and we'll definitely have that up. That'll probably be up later this week, and should be a lot of fun to dive into, and got more ideas coming. So like running game, last week we did Vita Vea and Kalijah Cansey, the dominant duo that they can be. And we'll get into, run game. We'll look at, passing, route trees, stuff like that, with Baker, and like what kind of plays did they really lean into? What kind of concepts are we looking for? So I want to kind of get more into that. And that's what you guys can expect on Substack. It's more of the vision that the Buccaneers are presenting, who is running it the right way, how is it looking versus certain defenses, all those things. So more details are coming, and just expect some great content, longer videos. So that should be a lot of fun in our Substack. But with that said, a lot of great things happening here with the Buccaneers. I think the expectations are right where they should be. I think we all expect this team to take their efforts to that new level. And we're hoping that starts on Saturday, and see how this team looks and what do they present.
Really quick, Steven was over here saying if Rachaad White has a breakout season, why let him go? And then it was saying, because Corey Hall was saying if Bucky can pass pro, White might be out the door. I think it's a combination of you don't pay running backs that much money, especially with how you team build, right? You have Bucky on a rookie contract. Rachaad White's contract ends. Can you afford him?
Yeah.
And not to mention, if Sean Tucker really is that good, you let him step in. It's probably a way cheaper option. So, I mean, I think that's what it's looking like. Because, yes, Rachaad White does deserve to get paid, but do the Bucs have that? And there's a whole lot of money scenarios and situations. I think even earlier someone was mentioning about how, why are Buck fans wanting Chandler Parsons, blah, blah, blah.
Oh,
that was one thing I was talking to you about.
Micah Parsons.
Chandler Parsons. Micah Parsons.
Yeah.
It's like the money just doesn't work, but say if at the end of the season we win Super Bowl, hopefully, and Mike is a free agent, only way I see that is if like Mike Evans retires. It's just not, the money just isn't there.
Yeah.
And I know you say the cap is fake. You can move things around a lot.
Yeah, you can manipulate it.
You can, but like some of it's kind of hard. Not all free agents are like Tampa Tommy that just will limit what they have or give it to me in a signing bonus. I don't want the guarantee, just do this. Like, not every situation is easy. So Bucs have been kind of lucky in the situations they've had with Tom Brady moving money around like that.
Yeah.
The dedicated, like, loyal guys like Levante, Mike Evans, Wirfs, all these guys that are team first. Even Baker. Look at Baker's freaking contract, right?
Yeah.
When he signed new and the one he signed just to come here. Like, we've been lucky and spoiled with some of the contracts we get. I don't think some of these big money makers would want to do that, even though the tax bracket here is phenomenal. So I don't know. Let's see. That's in the future. I'm in the now right now because we have a high probability to make the playoffs and make a deep run. So let's focus on the now.
Yeah, for sure. I think when we look at this team and we started off in this podcast, you see the intro video of Levante talking about the expectations and the key word consistent, staying consistent. I think consistency and health, if those two things match this year, the Buccaneers have a real opportunity to get into the NFC Championship game, and anything can happen from there. I think they have that kind of talent, that kind of roster. It's all there for the taking. It just depends. Can we get the bounces on the health side, and can we find a way to really find the killer instinct and be more persistent throughout the season and not have those lulls that we've seen over the last 2 years, put us in the bind where we're fighting with teams like the Panthers and the Falcons at the end of the year to win the division. I think that is something that we just got to avoid. Like we really should wrap up. I know the division is better this year, and maybe that will be our episode for next week, as we'll talk more about the NFC South and what can we expect there from the other teams. But really, the Bucs should be 11, 12-win team and take this division by storm.
I want to say this, though. So, say Grizzard isn't as good as Liam Cohen was.
Yeah, that's all possible. Yeah.
But even with that, say you subtract a little bit of the offense, but you still have every damn weapon in the book.
Right.
They all know what they're capable of. They're all experienced players. I think that in itself helps him even more. But say it does statistically come down because of the inexperience. The defense should take strides forward based off all that depth and improving in certain areas. So it should be a push, a wash, like where you just get better. And then at the end of the day, like you just said, it's the consistency of the coaching of like Todd Bowles' decision making that make or break point at the end of the game.
Yeah.
Is that really what matters? Because like there was a lot of games that were a one possession game. Almost every damn game was a one possession game. Where dumb decisions or little stupid fumble or botched this, even the damn Redskins, or I always say that, Washington Commanders game.
Yeah.
We put that away if it's not a botched snap by Barton right there, or Bucky gets the first down right there. Like those little damn things. That's not on top Bowles, though. But some of it was. Like throughout the season, not that one point. But I don't know. I just think it should be a push. Either way, we should be a very competitive team in the running for where the division should be ours in that standpoint. There's a lot more holes that we do not have that any other team in this division has.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I think, when I look at the division, and again, we'll get more into this probably next week as we'll start to gear up and kind of look. We'll probably do some, division outlooks and kind of look around the NFC and talk about the tiers in the NFC and who is the Bucs competition this year. Who should we look out for? But yeah, the NFC South, I think the Saints, they're a bottom 5 team. Bottom 5 team right there. Carolina, I think, will be much improved because I do believe in Dave Canales. I think he is a good coach. I think he has the good pieces around him with the staff. I think they have a good vision. We'll see if their free agent moves pan out for them and how does that all come together. Is Bryce Young the real deal, or will other teams adjust to what they saw last year as far as the tape and everything? So that will be intriguing. The Falcons, again, they're right in that same kind of boat. It's like they have pieces, but Michael Penix, year 2, teams have a full year, tape on him, at least a couple of games to watch. And like, is he going to be able to overstep those holes that other teams are going to find in his game? That all comes into it. So, and they just have a lot of questions as well. Questions on defense, questions, among the offense as, there's just questions. And I think when you look at the Bucs, there's not as many questions when you look at comparing the other teams.
100%. I mean, we'll talk about it next week, as I can nitpick so many damn things about each team.
Yeah.
But it's just like, look at the rooms you have at wide receiver let's just pick at that one. And everyone just talks about how Atlanta's offense is so dynamic and so this.
Yeah.
You have Drake London, and that's about it. I know they're going to mention Mooney, but Mooney's more of a downfield target, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Now Pitt's just a pass catcher. If it's going to be a run situation, they probably take him out. So it's like Bijan, phenomenal, yes, but like in this game, you throw the ball, and if Drake London's covered with a double, and you start adding pressure, whoops.
Yeah.
Penix's best season was when he had Roma Dunze, Jalen McMillan, and who's the third guy? All of them were drafted top 3 rounds. So, like, was he a guy that benefited from all the NFL talent that was around him, or was he the guy? Right? It's almost like the Joe Burrow. Like, was he the guy? Because he did have Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase to throw to. Right? That was an insane roster. But hey, and there's a lot to go over. It's a lot of fun talk. I still think Bucs are top tier in this division by a landslide. I don't think it's even close. It's themselves that get in the way. And this year it's different, especially if there's no injuries. It should be, okay, who's next?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm right there with you. And again, next week we'll plan on
Jalen Polk.
Jalen Polk. So we'll dive into that for next week, but I think that's going to wrap it up here for us guys. We appreciate everyone here in the chat. You guys are awesome. If you're watching on X or Twitter, be sure to come over to YouTube, hit that subscribe button, check us out, leave us a comment. If there was something that we missed that you guys wanted to discuss, let us know. We'll try to catch it on the next live. But I appreciate everyone in here. Aaron came in late, supply and demand. You guys are awesome. Just a lot of good stuff here. Corey, as always, you're the man. Steven, I love the all caps. I think you're yelling at us that sometimes, because when he said, let me see if I can find it real quick and then we'll end it. Where was it? He was yelling, and I think there was purpose behind this yell. Well, damn it. Now I missed it. I don't know where it went.
This caps lock was necessary. Woo! That's not Stevens, but I agree.
This one. I was like, I felt this one so bad, because it's like I could just hear Steven going, Hayes is not a lockdown corner. He just can't play football. Yeah, that was awesome.
Eat shit, big bag of shit.
Yeah, and now we're copyrighted for that.
Whoops.
No, it's all good. All good. All right, guys. Well, you guys know what to do. Be sure I can't get this to work. There we go.
Now you know what to do.
Be sure to hit that like button. Comment down below your thoughts of the stream. If there's anything you guys want to hear or talk about, let us know. And with that said, go Bucs. We'll see you next week.
Let the big dog eat.
Just had to do it.